Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Let's go! So,
right.
Okay, need to talk about this. This is a new build that has been really terrorizing. Showmaker's played it on solo queue as well. It's been terrorizing the Korean ladder. You go phase rush, you go Lich Bane first, and the reset on her dash. Once upon a time, the skills were changed, as we might have a 3v3 here.
Yeah, Lucid in position. Might need to safeguard over to Showmaker as they're looking to engage.
Aiming!
Ellen moves on down. Aiming's already here as well. As Wind Become Lightning does come down, but Carrier looks to be the one in trouble in the arrow. It's going to ring true this time around. First blood goes to Aiming. And that's going to be really important. We mentioned map control being a huge thing. Wow, Kellen going to get engaged on here. Doesn't have Shape Splitter, but there's the ulti. Does do a fair bit, but he's still going to go down. Teleports coming in everywhere as Faker moves on in. Showmaker also down here. Lucid
vision in the river. Allows him to put some pressure on these plates and further build the gold lead.
Ooh, Chains of Corruption are going to connect here as Pop Blossom comes down. Gumushi, that's a decent flash, but Lucid's still on top of him. The flash forward, the Hextech Ultimatum comes down. Now Ona gets on in there. Lucid will be taken out. Carrier down to half, but look at Ona. He is an absolute monster in this fight. Only 50% of his health bar goes down, and Faker wants even more. Aiming just by himself under the turret. The flash has to come out to avoid the shockwave. And Showmaker is topside. He's not too worried about it. Just wants to finish off his Trinity Force as quickly as possible. And now the arrow doing a fair bit of work here. Lucid just trying to avoid this dragon killing him.
Showmaker is here.
Yeah, Faker on the flank
there
as well. Ona just walks over, presses his smite button, and that is going to collect the Drake. Also just presses Crescent Guard and takes 0 damage, as you generally do on this champion. Kellen moving on over. That was a back from Carrier that was just allowed to happen inside that brush. As now Zeus going to have to flash. He's flashing the wrong direction, though, as he looks to Destiny away, and he is going to be able to do so. He only has the Counter-Strike to be able to make that one work. So now, Lucid coming down. Ona and Faker here looking to try and stop Showmaker, but he's not going to stop. He has got his Lich Bane, and he is cutting through these turrets. But it's the third item that we're not really sure about, because he tends to win or lose before that even comes in. As Carrier's going to face check and just get kicked to his doom. He does last a little bit longer. Hextech Ultimatum coming on down there, but that is going to be Kellen getting his revenge.
Kellen getting the kill is a little bit silly. There's Showmaker.
Yeah, there's a Moonfall as well onto Zeus. Remember, does not have his flash available. The flash forward into the Pop Blossom. And the snare comes down. Took a while, but the TF does go down. Faker does get here, though. Showmaker with the Pale Cascade shield is going to hold on, but there is the shockwave back onto only. Kellen Lucid misses the Q, though. And that means Ona, he dives back in, but this is 2 versus 4. I don't know whether they necessarily want it, even though they're helped. Charge to come through from Shelly as well. And I think this will just take down the turret, and there it goes. So T1 able to grab.
It should be second Drake going over as well. T1, I think, are pretty reliant on actually getting into the enemy backline immediately. There's a ton of great ball delivery systems, and they don't have really the setup here and decide instead to go for a cross-map play, as we do have.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Kingen is just having a good time. Carrier down here towards the bottom side of the map. It's a Chemtech Soul.
Oh, that's what I was yaying about.
Yeah.
Orcs.
Orcs. Some sausages in the chat, please. And hopefully he thinks a little bit more. Oh, that was a bit of a weird moment, as Chains of Corruption will connect the immediate punishment, but the Fate's Call does come down. Snare onto Gumushi, who's now looking to try and hop this one out. Showmaker looking for him, though the exhaust comes down to lower the damage, but he's still in melee range. Hextech Ultimatum still comes in, but it's 2 kills that go down for DK. The answering kill is there from Zeus. Showmaker going down relatively low, but the Q is going to land onto the Twist of Fate. It's going to leave the Diana completely exposed, and T1 will answer with a couple of kills of their own. Kingen still wanting a little bit more, though, and he's just dove on top of Zeus. There's the flash, and they'll lock down the kill. Kingen still wanting to fight. This Jax just freed from his solo lane, now wanting to get work done.
The threat to the earlier steal from Owner.
Not to mention the Drake just taking a really long time to go down. Carrier is already very, very low. Mega Cone going to bring Kingen towards this dragon, as Ona could come over for a cheeky step. He would like to, and he's not going to be able to secure it this time around. Second Drake for DK will go their way, and now the fight is on. There's the safeguard cancel. Does manage triangular fan.
Fans are very cool weapons. I'm a big fan personally.
Yeah, you're a big fan. You could be a weapon. It's okay. The ulti does come on through from Ona, but he's not going to be able to get out of the way. Oh, the Hextech Ultimatum is decent. The Pop Blossom comes down as well. The first kill does come through as the Lee Sin will be taken out. The shockwave is gigantic! And the TF takes down the Varus in the backline as well. I think DK may have ran out of battle power, and they have. T1 on the back of Faker's shockwave will move to the Baron.
And whoever
feels bad, it's a lot of his hard work. And this outer turret, not long for the world. That is turret number 3.
16 does have his level 3 ultimate and flash, but that really is the one angle. There are a lot of squishies on T1. If you can get a heroic Diana play.
Well, Shockwave does come on through there as he does find a moonfall onto 3 and into the backline. Goes Lucid, but he just pops like a balloon. They cannot do anything about it. Kingen now having to get out of there as the dissonance damage is just gigantic. Kellen down to about 1 health, and in goes Ona. He'll be able to take down the Nico here as Keria diving forward. Hextech ultimatum going down. Zeus just uses him as a distraction as he tidies up absolutely everyone, and DK once again just lying on the floor.
That is going to be game number 1, Atlas. It was a tense fight, but one big mistake from DK around the Baron is all that T1 needed, and they're going to go up 1-0 in the series.
And Faker just coming in clutch in the end around that Baron. That is going to spell defeat for DK and a 1-0.
No, not in pro play too.
I was going to say, like, that is a gambit that T1 are taking. You could see Koma's face. He was like, jump on top of this Rift Scuttler. Takes that one down. Meanwhile, more fighting here towards the bottom side as Permafrost is going to be utilized. Ona now fighting Lucid, but this is a dangerous one. Zeus moves on down as Lucid needs to be so careful. Is Ona going to go down? No, he's not! The Blue Moth getting aggressive, but there is Showmaker. He doesn't have flash though, remember, so he's likely to fall down. It's a fantastic cage. As Zeus, he gets knocked into the sky, and Showmaker's trying to walk it off. Faker flashing after him. Now Kingen chasing down the Emperor. Does manage to get the slow here, and he finds it. He has the red buff here as well as Faker trying to get out of the way. That Q just not finding the mark. As Faker just shifts this one as there is full information over here.
The go!
Yeah, Showmaker trying to clear out vision, but I don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen. No flash available. As Ona will take see whether he's going to be able to weather the storm as Zerkus Greaves picked up here for Zeus. Faker just standing inside the cage, and he's just going to be fine. And we can see pings out. Kellen moving on forward. Showmaker just trying to block as the Emperor's Divide does come down. He gets over the wall. The flash hook is going to ring true here for Kellen, and the cage is going to come out as well. Faker, not long for the world, and Lucid will pick up that kill.
Actually going to give the kill over to the Viego here. Showmaker already picked.
A little bit worried here because oftentimes they do manage to build leads, but in this series, just the gold lead has not really moved.
Got to go
like
in,
20 minutes.
TP advantage.
Yeah, let's see what they can get done here as the hook is going to connect, but it's on to Keria. The cage comes down as well, but it's not enough to stun him up. DK should be able to get themselves their first dragon as Kingen teleported in. There's the knock up with the 3 Talon strike. Looks like he is going to be okay. There's a flash in from Kellen, but it finds nothing. And a cage also going to whiff. So DK unable to find the follow-up, and it was 4 versus 5.
I don't think that's worth. As we get another Chemtech Drake,
yeah.
Statistically, this is just
somewhat
anomalous,
reasonable, one could say.
This is I don't know how many plates this is going to get, but it's the second time where DK, like this play, this is why they were trying to force so long.
Not as terrible. So there you go. Aiming up here as well, he's going to be able to grab this plate as now Keria by himself is going to get hooked up as Lucid finding himself a stun as well. Aiming just wanting to maximize the amount of plates that he can pick up as teleport in from T1. Kellen knows that he's really dead, and that is going to be a kill going over to Goomer as well. And Faker, he wants even more good flash out there from aiming. He's still going to have to vacate the area. There's a flash forward, the ulti. The Q didn't land. Therefore, Zeus will survive.
This is just going to be Herald. But first Third Blood, probably going to be able to go over here. Faker, though, once he shows up.
Well, Lucid going to make this one a 50-50. Let's see what can happen. It is going to be the steal away as so much AoE damage coming down. The Dawning Shadow, massive value as Zeus has made his way into the fight. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but the Bane is starting to pop off. Lucid gets over the wall, and now Showmaker left for dead. No flash because he used it earlier, and it's a double kill. Zeus now finally set up for some success.
All they were able to get was with Viego and Cassante. It's not bad.
Doesn't feel the worst. I just don't know whether it's going to be a soul that we're really going to be talking about, as there is the charge forward. The cage is going to be put down there as well. Fair bit of damage onto Owner and Carrier, but once again, they're not the optimal target. Still, they do get what they came here for, and that is the outer turret here in the mid lane. Zeus also secured the top outer.
When it comes to gold, Showmaker doesn't have his TP just yet. Zeus is hiding in the fog of war, but as soon as Showmaker shows, he's going to keep on pushing. T1 forcing DK to make a decision.
Yeah, and there's the flash forward. The cage is down there as well. Done. And he's just dead. Owner taken out. That is the pick you were looking for, but this is the problem. T1, is it going to be worth it for DK if this inner turret goes down? And I just don't know, because 700 gold going over to just Zeus, then the global gold as well in this mid lane. Not able to fight for that Drake, but another 4 minutes, and it's not even a soul. It is just soul point that they were fighting for, as Kellen now finds himself in amongst two. Showmaker and Lucid a little bit too far away. I don't know whether they're going to be able to save him, but he gets a big old shield. Showmaker flashes away, and T1 are just going to jump down on top of him. He can't click the blast cone. He's running. It's a disaster. Meanwhile, the fight on the top side is also T1 favored. Faker takes down the Cassante. Lucid, I'm not sure about this one. He's trying to get his way out.
So dead.
As Zeus is chasing after him. Vayne pretty good at chasing you down, as it turns out, as he tumbles forward, and is able to lock down that kill. And T1, they've got Baron in their eyes. Maker's Smite that wins this one out. Carrier does have teleport, he can make his way back in. This is Baron not going down anytime soon.
TP Carrier behind them.
Looking for a little bit of an engage. As they're trying to block him off, they're going to see whether they can kill the Sejuani before this one is even a problem. But the all-out comes over the wall. It's absolutely fantastic. They take down Owner, but still Faker's able to hunt down the Cassante. Showmaker once again trying to run from Zeus. He gets himself a big old shield, but he won't find the cage. And he's on 1 health. The flash forward from Goomer is going to be what gets it done. And there is another team fight victory for T1 here. Lucid just showing up as the rest of his teammates take a dirt nap.
Lucid! It's an all or nothing, but I like this really good here from the entirety of DK being able to stop them from taking this. And yes,
so it is kind of nullified. And Faker just quietly sitting on 2, 1, and 3 this game, does have both of the items that do the big damages. It's also gone for the fleet footwork, not one to subscribe. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very scary
It's gone.
Yeah, and that is, there is absolutely no contesting this one. It is just a second dragon.
Keeping an aggro, but gonna drop it after all.
Yeah.
Maybe an actual 5v5.
Piercing Darkness able to keep them very healthy in this fight as well as the Sand Soldiers go forward. That's another cage. Hook is going to come through. No one's stunned though. And there's the re-engage. Kellen's down so incredibly low. And there is the pick off. Cassante trying to get some Cassante things done, but it does not work. It's another kill for the Vayne. I think that makes it 7. Just taking pot shots here from Zeus. He's just able to walk out of the way of the burst fire. The Baron just going to be destroyed. No way.
Underrated part of the Senna is the amount of sustain it gives you. It makes it so hard, especially if you are running a double front line, to actually chew through targets.
They still have 2 minutes of this Baron buff. As that is a nice little flash hook from Kellen. Empress Divide is going to get Faker out of the way though. Still, they do manage to get the flash and the ulti, but they'll sacrifice an inhibitor turret for it.
He didn't have the ult. If he gets the ult Faker, then he might be able to kill him. The cage.
Yeah, cage does go down. They push them into it, but Kingen can't really tank them up. Glacial Prison comes down. Carrier so incredibly tanky. Owner's going to be the first one to grab a kill in this fight. Another cage is going to work out as Lucid diving on board. He's got the Vayne, and Lucid's now trying to tumble his way to victory, but he'll be taken out as well. And I think DK are just that little bit too far behind. T1, they do lose their top laner. He has been a hero this game, but they have 4 left. And they have so much sustain with Gumayusi.
Not really going to matter. It seems like, as you point out, if this.
Hey, there you go.
I haven't been glass half full yet.
Yeah, on the not so plus side, they don't get to farm any of their jungle or any of the dragons or have any vision around any of the barons or anything else.
Yeah,
well, Extendo Beam does no damage to these minions. You can see, okay, in goes Owner. Immediate cleanse from Showmaker. And yeah, that was just Owner going in. That's all that really gets them anything. And the inhibitors have just
not the triple inhib
as well. Kellen,
they know
wanting to find an angle, they spot him out. Mega Blast Cone is something that he can possibly use for a cheeky little angle, but it's not going to be before these inhibitors have all gone down. And Kellen's still just like trying to work out what he can do. The answer is nothing, as there's the explosion onto Aiming, the primary target, and he has to go back to the fountain. Kingan's also having to dash away. It's going to leave their whole base exposed to Zeus. He'll be taken out. But even with 4 members, look at all of these minions. They are just gigantic. Kellen's made it to the backline though. And Aiming's got his health back with the Nexus. It's so incredibly low, and there it goes. T1, match point, and holding on to their playoff dream. A lot of this geared towards the early stages of the game. I feel like T1, composition-wise, is going to be a lot more well-rounded. They have so much CC. They have so many options when it comes to dissing. He does have his gold card armed. We'll just throw it at Kingan here, as we can see. But that does mean that Kingan now has an opportunity to get a lot of damage down. Q going to connect, and Zeus will be taken down. That is first blood. Gold card not enough to hold him in place to die to the turret. And this,
they know though.
yeah, Faker in position as well. Okay, Showmaker gonna spot Faker. Emperor's Divide's gonna push him under the turret. Spirit Rush has to be employed. And now, Ona trying to get some work done here onto Lucid, but it is just a fight for the campers. There's the flash in! Okay, Gumayushi gonna get all of those sticks thrown into him. And the Ren does come down. The Ignite still taking the bailout. They didn't wait quite long enough, but Aiming, he might be able to get it, and there it is. Now KIA running for the hills, but he will make it to the safety of his turret. A 1-for-1 here in the bottom. Easily, especially with Lucid here as well.
They don't know that yet.
Yeah, Shattering Strike to connect onto Gumayushi here, who's a bit disconnected. Crash down to come through as well. He's now aiming very slowly, trying to dance around this fight. In goes Kellen with the Fate's Call, as the pushback with the Heroic Charge is gorgeous. And now Showmaker getting amongst it. The Spirit Rush working out as Gumayushi desperately trying to hunt down Kellen. He'll find it, but he will die immediately. And trading support for AD carry generally not exactly something you'd say is worth.
Aiming also getting further ahead.
Full vision available for T1.
Shooting fight, Zeus will be a little bit behind the play, even with his ult.
Yeah, and there's an equalizer not available for Kingan still. Does not matter. DK now. Ooh, handshake just barely going wide. Dangerous moments, and it's an Infernal Soul. That's a much
time that the objective is started. T1 spots him. They're like, we can't actually make our way over. So Owner is here.
Yeah, Heroic Charge onto Kellen. Actually finds a lot of value. He's going to get that knockup. Magnus Storm comes in. Lucid going to come on back. And now Showmaker has teleported forward. Ono is burning down. He's got the bailout, but look at the AoE. It is disgusting. Gumayushi once again going completely ham. As Faker going to get missed by that one. Zeus moving up. Remember, there is no Rumble, but it's a 2 versus 4. So probably...
By the way, identifies, I'm not autoing anyway. I might as well get steel caps.
Yep.
A lot of mercs in general here on the side of DK.
Oh no.
Gonna be the second Drake by itself. Not enough if it was Soul Point, but T1 have been mega consistent in getting at least a single dragon
towards these minions. He's trying to clear them out as best he can, but this one's down extraordinarily low. Gumayushi does have Arrow at the ready, but still, the inner turret just going to be taken. The Gragas on the top side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Kingan is still having an absolutely fantastic performance.
These answers, unfortunately, but it is not enough just yet. This mid lane turret needs to fall.
Arrow going to connect here onto Showmaker, who does make it out. Emperor's Divide's going to connect as well. Showmaker will be taken down. Aiming gets off the Fate's Call, so they're not going to lose too much more, but that is a very key pick.
Showmaker not having flash is going to mean more. Yeah, I love this from DK. We've seen them just give up these objectives so many times. Just start it up, although as I say that, they immediately peel off because of the ult.
Yep. A lot of vision available here with the Destiny, and now Kingan going to have to flash to get himself out of the way of this. And Equalizer, it goes down, but they are just going to chain CC him to death. Showmaker tried to get over there, but it's not going to work out. And now the Blast Cone gets T1 completely formed back up again. That charm, absolutely amazing, but there is the Dragon going over. It's Faker that secures it. Exhaust onto Showmaker. He's still very dangerous, but he doesn't find the charm. And the Rel will go down. Lucid is super dead. He will be taken out here by Faker, and T1 once again find a team fight here at about 21-something minutes in the game. Not sure.
Heartbreaking moment for DK.
Yeah, they played out the early game, just not quite able to build that snowball large enough.
That's going to be Nash.
Yeah, Baron going to be secured here. So 1,500 on the clock as far as that Red Bull Baron power play is concerned. Showmaker was looking for some exit kills. I just think it's going to be so difficult as he doesn't quite find anything at all, really. And he's just going to be taken down.
They're still going.
Yeah, Kellen going in now. He'll be hit by an arrow. There's an equalizer. That's going to do a fair bit of work. The Fate's Call comes down. They at least get the Twisted Fate. Kellen gonna have to try and canter his way out. And it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Gold hasn't really...
but it's not going to be enough to stop T1. This Rebel Baron power play still going to lead. But if they can keep the inhibs alive, they might still look for a Hail Mary fight.
Might still stand a chance. The arrow is going to go wide. Equalizer goes down. I mean, it's a lot of AoE damage, but there are not a lot of members of DK in this area. They'll do a fair bit of work. Showmaker now trying to get in there. Lucid off to the side. He'll connect to Q. But with a Poppy in the area, you just cannot go in with a Resonating Strike. Safeguard to try and get Lucid out of there. And Showmaker, he's down to about 400. He needs to go back to base.
And this has been the story of today. Kellen most notably, but just members of DK being slight out of position, getting collapsed on, and then, okay, I guess we fight. I guess we have to do it. And it not working out even remotely. That's 2 more kills going over.
Aiming and Lucid now looking.
Flash. They're going to give up this turret anyway, but the inhib, I think, is really big. Can't let that one fall. Look how respectful Zeus is playing.
Yeah, he's going to play back. Doesn't have the Baron himself. Certainly good news. Does mean that DK can get the push down, but T1, they are definitely taking this inhibitor. Or at least...
I'm pretty confident that they can just get out of here because their comp is really hard to engage on. They do have the bailout, but if you just keep taking pot shots, keep taking damage...
Rumble ruin his day.
No, he is doing damage. And okay, into the backline goes Lucid. And then out of the backline goes Lucid, and he's now hit by an arrow. Fate's call, as DK know that they need to start this fight. Faker, he finds the Rumble with the Emperor's Divide, but Showmaker's also going to be able to take down the Twisted Fate. Look at these health bars, they're so low on DK's side. It's only Showmaker that still has any fight left in him. Still, it is a 1.
At the end there, and you see him.
I didn't even notice him die, I'm not going to lie.
Head in his hands. I think was trying to maybe turn it with a...
Says, okay, Zeus.
Oh.
Walk in. There it is, the engage, and Zeus is just going to be taken down. So T1 once again have to deal with without their Twisted Fate. I still think that it's multiple turrets going to be traded for the TF.
It's going to be mid-inhib at least, but they're going to look for the exact same play.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
Look
already.
at the long flank!
Yeah.
DK
going to come on through, and now the Destiny has dissipated. Zeus now looking for that flank himself. Kellen taking 50% down as Faker. He's going to get himself out of there. It should be the Drake, a possibility. The secure for Owner, and they deny the soul. And now, can they actually win the fight as well as everyone's in the Thunderdome? Lucid is going to try and kick away the Azir, the equalizer, just not doing quite as much as it wants to do, and he's stuck inside the pit with nowhere to go. And DK, they're now going to get flanked by Faker. He finds 2 with the Emperor's Divide, and that is going to be that. That will be the 3-0 as welcome back T1. They will go to the lower bracket final in Jumshill next weekend.
DK, they had an incredible series against Gen G, but it seems like tonight that magic remains only in place when they face that team. T1, dispatch of them in a 3-0 sweep.